Jumbo Rafiki Kenyans, welcome to those watching. Hello all to those watching. Side here. It is gloomy, it is raining, but we are back. For Hope is back. We don't care about the rain. It's not back as June as always. We are here. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we are going to be going over Unit 2 again. Don't worry, last part in Unit 2, Operation of Bike Principles. We're going to be going over part 2 of different types of bike parts. Not parts, different types of bikes. Yes. So that's a clear difference. Don't worry. Yeah. Without further ado, let's begin. First off, we're going to give you guys some updates for today. So, we're pleased to announce that we have Unit 5 almost ready to go. It's Intro to Mechanics. Yes! Unit 5 is going to be all about Intro to Mechanics. Kenyans, I know you guys are waiting for this moment. You guys wanted Unit 5. We're going to do our best, and our team is doing our very best. Again, we are working on major updates in America regarding For Hope. There are certain lineage ways that we're kind of going with For Hope. So that's why we haven't been really updating that onto that project. We're gonna get that project done. I'm working on it. Our team is working on it. So please stay in touch about that. We have Unit 5 ready to go almost, and yeah, stay tuned on that. If you guys have any feedback or any whatchamacallit, any comments, any feedbacks, please put them down below. We would love to take that constructively and try to incorporate that into our program as much as possible. So we also have Units 6, 7, and 8. If you guys want, please, you guys can give us feedbacks on what you guys want for those 3 units. So yeah, anyways, let's begin. So again, we're going to be going over different types of bikes. So let's begin. In our last video, we've gone over mountain bikes, road bikes, hybrid bikes, and we've gone over electric bikes. And notice here that I made some very quote-unquote major mistakes. So the fun facts, don't worry. In terms of the next bikes we're going to be talking about, the fun facts, it's going to be very various. It's not just going to be with the biker that rode this bike. It's going to be more about, is it expensive, or a fun fact in the histories, etc. We're going to be talking about that. I hope you find this video as well entertaining, informative, and fun as well, as For Hope represents diversity, equality, inclusivity, and we also believe in we also believe in having a fun, safe learning environment for everyone. So now let's go over the last 4 bikes. So let's do the bike 5. Bike 5, folding bikes. We're going to be talking about functions, others, price, disadvantages, advantages, and fun facts. So folding bikes. What's the function of that? It's designed to make a rider's life more easier. You can literally put a bike literally in the trunk of your car. You don't have to bring it everywhere you go. That will make everyone's life easier because you're folding it. And you can see in the image here that notice that there's a complete difference between a folding bike. It's easier to carry, and literally, yeah, it's easier to carry. You can fit it inside much more easier than a standalone bike that cannot be foldable. Other stuff, the price is very expensive. Yeah, it's expensive because like the mechanism for that, I guess that's the part of it. And there are also other features in the folding bike that we'll also talk about as well that makes it a bit expensive. We'll talk about in the diagram on the right. Some disadvantages, it's weight limited, it's very expensive. There's frequent maintenances that occur, especially with the mechanisms of this bike. Unlike the other bikes, there's a lot of maintenance on this one. So please be very careful. Advantages, well, it's very safe apparently. It's not stealable because now the rider can actually, take the bike and, put that under their possession. So there's theft prevention, it helps avoid traffic, and is very portable. A fun fact, a famous folding biker, I did not say road biker, it's okay, don't worry. The British paratroopers used it in World War II. I'm a British, mate. Yes, sir, mate. Mate, I used this folding bike in World War II, mate. Exactly. So these guys used it in World War II for the wars. It's a good fun fact to kind of know. So now we're going to talk about really more about the pricing. So notice in the diagram on the right, I'm going to just let's see if I can zoom in this. If I can zoom in this, then perfect. Okay. Okay. So you can see here, this is about mainly lubrication regarding the folding bike. Now you can see here that there's grease, of course, for the oiling of really, you have to avoid, excess lubrication, and you have to wipe off any surplus. You don't want too much oil or grease in the bike, because if that's the case, the bike is not going to function properly. So essentially, there are specific conditions that you can use oil and grease, but basically the frequency of how much lubrication you want, just make sure that it's in a good amount. I would say roughly I would say probably, if you're at between 1 to 5, I would say 3 is a good amount. You don't have too much you don't have too much frequent lubrication nor a rare amount of lubrication. And we also have here, there's a specific parts of the bike, folding bikes as well. You can see here that here we have the dynamo. We've gone over dynamos. You guys can take a look at that video. Previously, we've talked about dynamos and the functions of dynamos. We also have gear indicators, geared hubs, and chain tensioners, and chains. Of course, the chains are the most fundamental part of the bike. And yeah, this is like pretty much a lot of things. The only difference here is the full, like this system right here. This system over here is the pedaling system. Now what's different about this is that there's folding pedals in here. There's folding pedals, and there's a lot of hinges on this bike that, well, other bikes have these hinges, but this bike specifically has folding pedals that allows the mechanism of the bike to fold. So let me see if I can give you guys a good image to kind of like do that, so I don't have to, yeah. So let's see here, folding bike. Let's do a GIF. I think if I do a GIF, I think it's probably gonna show you guys a good kind of thing. So, okay, well, this is like one of those bikes. There are different ways that they kind of like, fold a bike for you. You can see here that the wheels are kind of going by itself first, and then the whole system kind of comes out. So that's kind of really cool, not gonna lie. We also have, let's see this one. This one's probably going to fold a bike. I think this is the exact, oh, perfect. This is the exact one. Notice that this person right here is literally just folding the bike with the wheels. Like he's like literally folding the entire bike by first putting the wheels and then the seat and then the handlebars. So that's pretty cool. And this is the same feature. Now, there's a lot of hinges and there's a lot of folding mechanisms that are in here that are not really well displayed here, but it's completely fine. Another good thing about this is that you should never allow lubricants onto the seat pillar. If you do that, it is not going to, it's not going to be good. The conditions for that are going to be very bad if you put too much lubricants on the seat pillar. Just don't do that. I'm not sure actually the features. You leave a comment down below what you guys think about that. Too much lubricant on the seat pillar. But I believe if you add too much lubricant onto the seat pillar, it's going to perhaps make the seat not suspend. It's going to probably do something with the seat, and that's not going to be a good thing. So just follow the protocol with lubrications. So yeah, this is something that's very good. I think lubrications is definitely a fun thing, but also you have to play safe with that. You have to be very safe with lubrications. So please just do that. The next bike that we're going to be talking about next is okay. Next bike, gravel bikes. The function for gravel bikes is designed to make a rider's life traverse through many terrains. You can go through rough terrains, smooth terrains, and any terrain that you want. Others, of course, it's expensive. Why not? You know why it's expensive? Why? Because number one, there's tax. Number two, it's very versatile. The disadvantages is that, however, there's more dust in the lungs, especially since you're going on rough terrain or like, desert areas as well. You're going to inhale more dust. It's very expensive. It's very slow as well. And the advantages is there's efficient tires. It's good handling and it's very versatile, as we mentioned before. So you can see that there are actually different types of gravel bikes. We have the all-road gravel bike. This goes on basically road terrain or rough terrain. The MTB-like and the standard ones. Either way, depending on these three, I would consider them as different systems of the bike, of a gravel bike. But the main thing is that like you don't want to inhale so much dust, because if you inhale so much dust, you're kind of like, yeah, that's not going to be good. If you want to wear a mask, you can wear a mask, but gravel bikes, not the best for health, I would say. If you're going especially on terrain. But I'm not gonna like stop you guys from buying gravel bikes. Gravel bikes are really good. They're very versatile, so definitely get gravel bikes if that's good. But just be very careful about the amount of dust the gravel bike produces. Fun fact, why expensive? They use premium durable materials. Yes, they use premium durable materials. It's just the materials that they use. It's so flashy, so awesome. That's just like why it's expensive nowadays. Over here, this is another diagram regarding a gravel bike. You can see here that, again, this is the same system that we've gone over. Now, there's only two things that we've not really talked about in this diagram here, and there's two things here. Again, there are a lot of different types of bikes and a lot of different systems and a lot of different parts that are consisted there. So, of course, we've gone over through the general basis of this bike system. These are just like specific like parts that we haven't really talked about within the system. So just be very clear. So you can see here that this is the body. Notice where my mouse is at. This is the body. And over here, we can see here we have the bottom bracket drop. The criterion bike for that is around 65 to 68 millimeters. I'm not sure what this is actually for, actually. These are new parts that I haven't really seen here. But based on what it's saying here, I'm not a bike expert per se, but I would say, because like I'm also learning more about bikes as well, there is a lot of handling with this. The fact that the fact that this is also connected with the trail, I think this is a system where you can have much more control within the bike. So the bottom bracket drop, that's there. The trail, the more trail equates to slower steering, so less trail would be faster steering. Increasing fork rate for a given head tube angle will decrease trail. Therefore, giving a faster handling front end, trails typically range from 50 to 70 millimeters. So I would say the trail is essentially the part of the bike where it controls steering, the rate of steering, how fast or slow the steering is going with the bike. So I would say these are possibly about drift, the drift of the bike itself. So this is a system about drifts. This is the stem length. The stem length is essentially, it basically, like you can change the height of the stem pretty much for this bike, which is pretty awesome actually. So yeah. Yeah, and we've talked about, the chainstay lengths, and we've talked about there's like the tires and the frame, the body frame, etc., which is a very, very awesome actually. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The next bike that we're going to be going over is BMX bikes. Yes. Not BM. This is not a BMW. Not a BMW car. Because what comes before XW? BMW bikes. Wait, is there actually a BMW bike? Hold on. BMW bikes. If you guys haven't already, please feel free to sub. Please feel free to comment down below what your guys' favorite bike is so far. And yeah, feel free to sub. Okay, yeah, there are some BMW bikes. Ooh, look at this bad boy. This is a sick one. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. That's a motorbike. You can see here that, yeah, of course you have to put the logo, but this is kind of cool. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. These are very, very sleek, I would say. So, BMX bikes. What is the function of BMX bikes? It's designed to make riders tackle dirt jumps easily, of course. Who wants to do dirt roading and go on jumps, right? Who wants to go have all the fun and adventure? Just get BMX bikes. Someone should make an ad on BMX bikes. So other stuff, the price ranges from $300 to $1,500. Finally, a bike that's not so expensive. The disadvantages are that there's a lack of suspension. It's not really good for uphill, and there tends to be injuries that occur if you go because riders are going through dirt jumps, and sometimes those dirt jumps are not made, and yeah, injuries can happen as a result. But please wear a helmet, please wear safety gear. That's very, very essential. So yeah, advantages, there's lightweight, it's very durable, and it's very maneuverable. Fun fact, BMX bike racing was actually introduced in the 2008 Beijing Olympics, which is very, very cool because now we can input bikes in the Olympics, which is very, very awesome, actually, not gonna lie. In this diagram on the right, we have a blueprint of the BMW bike. I have a lot of diagrams and blueprints. Yeah, so don't ask why. This is for the program, guys, so do not worry about it. So here we can see here, that, again, there are some parts here that they've talked about. There are some specific modifications that they did with this bike. So the stem, this one is a more Sunday Freeze kind of front load. There is a Springfield Odyssey Springfield brake extinction is just the naming of the brakes and the tires they used. They have cornerstone grips, integrated headset, and an S1 chain. So they've changed the specific model, the specific modifications. They just changed their own designs of the tires, the brakes, the stem, the headset, the grips, and the chain. Really, all in all, it's a really good bike. I recommend taking a look at this bike. This bike is very good, but always wear safety gear. Safety's first priority as well. So please try to do that as well. The next thing that we're also going to talk about here is one video as well that I also want to go over in the BMX bikes. So here's a good video.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Is it like super famous?
So this video over here, this video basically goes over how to basically dirt jump train with pro slope style riders. So yeah, basically this is about how to essentially dirt jump with bikes. I'm not gonna do this. He made him crash. Let's see actually where the fun kind of begins. So the fun kind of begins over here, where he starts it. So let's start from here.
and he went so high. Marcel Hunt's here too, and he's patched up the jumps and made them feel great. So we are lucky. We sort of turned up and they're all running perfect. And the second one is a genuine trick set. It's like a foam pit, the landing. It's so soft. So it's going to be good.
How is it?
It's pretty good, man. I'm always happy to like discover new jumps. Feels good, and it's sandy. I like it. Allez, Marcel.
Yo!
First person, let's go. Let's see it. Wow.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
See that?
You good, man?
Yeah, I washed my front wheel in the up in the corner and it did like an actual walking handstand, like mummified shape.
I thought you crashed on the jump because
No,
of the noise.
Yeah, so the thing there is that the steering is very good. But I would say that probably I just exited off the tab. I don't know why I just did that. Yeah, but you can see here in here that there is some terrain that you have to be very careful of, especially from here. The terrain is pretty bad over here, but still, just make sure you wear safety gear. These people wear safety gears with helmets and whatnot, so please be careful with that when riding BMX bikes. So I'm gonna put this link in below. They have good jump training. That's very good. So yeah, I'll give you guys the guy's name, Matt Jones. Thank you for using this video. Thank you for letting me use this video. Anyways, now let's go over the last bike that we're going to be discussing for today, and that is going to be touring bikes. Yes, touring bikes. So touring bikes. This is the last bike. Let me just double check. Yes, it's the last bike. Okay. So touring bikes. What are touring bikes essentially? Touring bikes are designed to carry heavy load and long distance traveling. Other things about this is roughly ranges from $300 to $1,500. The disadvantages, it takes a lot of fuel. It's very heavy and larger as a bike, and it takes a lot of carbon. So a lot of fuel means that you're basically taking a lot of carbon, which is not very good for the environment. So yeah, that's just something to be very careful of. And advantages for this is that there's good suspension, very advanced suspension actually. It's very durable and very versatile in how you use it. So if you want, and I think the reason why it takes a lot of fuel is because it's very long distance. You have to go through long travel essentially, and you have to carry heavy loads. That's obviously in what possibly is what the fuel is kind of battling here as well. A fun fact about this is that the touring bikes actually have thicker tires, meaning for more tread will occur with the bike. Now the reason why is because obviously there's traveling, much heavy load, much heavy travel means you need a much durable bike, meaning you need thick tires to kind of make that work. So yeah, this is kind of really what the bike looks like. So it has a very super stiff frame, stable geometry, strong wheels, wide tire and fender widths, and low gear ratios, kickstand mount, and price and value. There's just some good advice that you can get from here as well. So this is very cool as well for touring bikes. And yeah. So now I guess this is the ending for this video. This is the ending for actually Unit 2. For this video. If you guys have any questions, feedbacks, and upcoming lessons, please feel free to email us, and you guys can WhatsApp or direct messages to me. When sending questions, related or off related, write the question you have, send a picture through the diagram, and we will respond when we have this chance. Always spread the positivity, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!